But that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. We can provide you documentation as to what happened.
Well, you can have an issue with anything. All I'm trying to do is get to the bottom of this. Bottom line.
I called and then they told me to email her.
Email who?
Whoever, I don't remember the name.
Well, you're going to have to show me that email. If you're telling me my staff did not respond to you or did not address that, ma'am, you paid no rent. Nothing.
I don't think it's okay to steal someone's stuff.
Well, they didn't steal it.
Except they did because we made an...
You know what? Here's what we're going to do. But you said you sent an email.
Yes, unless it didn't. Well, I have it on here, but I didn't send it apparently.
No, ma'am, I'm just going to tell you right now. Here's how I work. You want to ruffle my feathers? You insult my staff.
A courtroom clash is unfolding today between a tenant accused of squatting and her landlord, joined by his attorney. The case has quickly grabbed attention because of how unusual the arguments sound. From the start, the tenant appears determined to defend herself with every possible excuse. According to reports, she has not been paying rent and is now raising claims about missing belongings, presenting herself as the victim. But as her story continues, the details seem less convincing and harder to follow. This trial raises bigger questions about rental disputes and how the law should respond in cases where tenants refuse to leave. What do you think should happen in situations like this?
Frankly, Your Honor, I don't know if you recall, but this particular resident was in another unit. We generously waived her entire balance because she had repair issues. We moved her into a new unit. And now she hasn't paid any rent.
I was locked out in the middle of moving.
You were locked out and they didn't help you. What do you mean by that?
So remember how we were talking about how I couldn't afford a moving truck and that they will figure out something for me.
Right.
They locked me out in the middle of moving. And when we got access, which was end of May, a lot of my stuff was stolen, including a firearm, all my small kitchen appliances, my daughter's brand new sheets, my security cameras.
So what do you mean they locked you out? I don't get it.
Like we didn't have access. Like they changed the locks.
On my
yes. I did not render the old keys. And also.
So in essence, I just want to shortcut this. In essence, you're saying they changed the locks before you got all your stuff out.
I don't know what to do at this point.
Your Honor, if I can add, I would respond, but I'd rather have Amy respond because she has direct knowledge of what happened, because I don't believe that's our position. And I also don't believe it's relevant to this case, but that's a separate issue. I think it's worth responding to.
Your Honor, that's absolutely not factual. She signed a whole new lease, and I don't think I don't think Ms. Lutkoff or anyone would volunteer us to pay for a moving truck or use my maintenance guys to move her belongings, which is what Ms. Vanek seems to be under the impression that we offered her in court. She was given plenty of opportunity. In fact, there was a lot of grace given here to remove her stuff. And in fact, she came in our office on several occasions saying she didn't have a babysitter. She had to work. Her boyfriend had to work. All these reasons. I locked down the apartment upon her signing a new lease, sir. She took possession of a new apartment, Your Honor. And yes, I locked down the unit. She did turn in keys to our box. And so I took possession of an apartment that she no longer had possession of, Your Honor. And she left belongings.
Was there stuff in there?
Yes, my stuff was in there.
There was
and
boxes,
right now.
I believe.
I have the keys.
So what?
The keys are in my bag.
I can't say whether she kept a set of keys or not, Your Honor. But what I do know is that way later after the fact, after she's been in this other apartment for quite some time, she's bringing up issues of stuff that she wanted out of the old apartment. And at that time, I had already started a trash out, Your Honor. I mean, she signed a whole nother lease.
Your Honor, I think there was an issue.
I understand she signed a whole nother lease, but I'm just trying to figure out what period in time are we talking about?
I have a timeline. So,
Your Honor, I'm going to just state for the record here that factually, just from a legal perspective, if she wants to pursue, she certainly can file an action for damages if she feels that her property has been damaged on another unit, but we're in court on this unit. And so I don't believe it's
Well,
relevant.
yeah, but this unit, Ms. Luckoff, that's disingenuous because this unit only comes about because of the issues that were in the other unit. So to try to separate them out doesn't make much sense.
Well, I think it does, Your Honor, because she didn't remove her belongings, but obviously this is your courtroom.
Okay, but that may be a defense to what she's claiming if she didn't remove the items. That may be a defense, but to say it has to be a whole another separate thing, I don't think that that's true.
Well, I do, because we're talking about a certain property
Okay,
address.
then
None of
I'll
that-
take what she filed. I'll tell her to go up there, stamp it in as another case, and it's just coming back with this one. I don't know where that gets us.
Well, I don't know what she filed. I mean, she didn't say anything in her filing, so, but that's fine. You want to consolidate it, I don't have an issue with that. We can provide you documentation
Well,
as
you
to
can
what
have an
happened.
issue with anything. All I'm trying to do is get to the bottom of this. Bottom line. That's all I want to know. And I want to know where I'm going to take this case.
The hearing continues, but one big question remains. Why is the attorney taking so long to close this case? Instead of focusing on the clearest evidence, the arguments keep circling around small details. The tenant already signed a new lease and turned in her keys, which should make the situation straightforward. If anything was left behind, most landlords would have cleared it out quickly. So why is this still dragging on? The judge seems to be waiting for someone to finally cut to the main timeline and documents that matter. The longer the back and forth continues, the more chances the tenant has to present her own version of events. In a case that looks this direct, you'd expect efficiency. What do you think? Why would an attorney slow down a case that seems simple on paper?
So she can have her objections, you can have your objections. We're going to do it my way. Go ahead, man.
All right. So the reason why we're here is because I feel like I can't trust their maintenance people because my stuff was stolen. I don't want anyone coming into my apartment.
Ma'am, you were at the point of a timeline.
Yeah. So the timeline is I think we did our court date like April 26th, I think. And that's when we dismissed the case, which honestly, I wish we had set things and whatever. And then that next week or that Friday or whatever they had to finish with the apartment, I think we grabbed the keys like that Friday. So then we started that weekend because I was working 2 to 10:30. So we were putting the kids to bed and then we were getting the stuff. Plus, like I said.
Okay, fine.
Couldn't move it.
So how much time passed between the time that you got the keys to the new place?
It was like a week and 3 days. And
so
then we
10 days passed.
And we lost access for 3 weeks. We didn't get this.
Oh, ma'am, stop. You had after you moved into the other apartment, you had access for 10 days.
Basically, yeah.
And you couldn't get all of your stuff out in 10 days.
No.
Okay, that's going to be a problem for you. They can't hold the apartment open for you to go in and move out in that fashion. You don't get 30 days to move out.
I understand. It would have been quicker if we could have just had that one last day.
Ma'am, I'll be honest with you. If you're telling me you made it sound initially like they locked you out, and that's all I was trying to get to the bottom of. They didn't do that. It seems like, and by what you're telling me, you get the other unit, you got 10 days, and you don't get all your property out in 10 days.
Well, technically, we didn't even have 10 days. They only gave us a week, but.
Okay, and that's even my point. Yeah. My point is 10 days would be extraordinary grace to get your stuff out. No. A week, maybe about normal. Mm-hmm. That you move from one unit to the next unit. Maybe
what about the previous agreement that some help was going to happen?
Ma'am, I don't recall that being the issue.
Can we look over the transcripts, please?
The transcripts of what? If you want to order transcripts, you can.
I tried. I haven't gotten a response.
Your Honor, I have not received a request for any.
It was a month and a half ago, granted. Sorry.
No, ma'am. You made a request for transcripts to my staff?
Yes, I did. I called and then they told me to email her.
Email who?
Whoever, I don't remember the name.
Well, you're going to have to show me that email because I'm going to be honest with you. If you're telling me my staff did not respond to you, or did not address that?
Okay, give me 1 second.
Sure. Ma'am, while you're looking for that, who was supposed to help you move?
I'm not sure. Apparently, I mean, it said that they will figure something out because I literally said I could not afford a moving truck.
Ma'am. Okay. So you go over to this new unit and you have not paid any rent in that new unit. And your justification for not paying rent in the new unit is because things got stolen from your other unit.
Yeah.
As testimony continues, the tenant's story is raising even more questions. She was given more than a week to collect her belongings, extra time compared to what many renters typically receive. Yet now, her explanation for not paying rent is tied to claims that her items were taken before she could finish moving. The timeline, however, shows she had 10 full days to complete the process, and much of that time passed without clear communication. Instead of resolving the issue directly, her statements in court appear to shift responsibility onto the landlord. VO observers, the pattern seems inconsistent, and the longer she speaks, the less convincing her account becomes. Whether this is a misunderstanding or an attempt to reshape the situation, it leaves the court with a version of events that is difficult to reconcile with the documents and timeline. What do you think? Does this look like a tenant caught in a tough spot, or someone stretching the story too far?
There is some major issues with my new unit, though. And they said it was good to go. It's not good. It was not good to go.
Ma'am, you paid no rent. Nothing.
I don't think it's okay to steal someone's stuff.
Well, they didn't steal it.
Except they did because we made an
You know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to set this for a trial. We're going to set this for a trial on an expedited basis. Because, did you find that email to my staff? Because I don't believe that you're telling me the truth. Because, ma'am, I'm going to tell you what. When somebody tells me my staff didn't respond.
I did call up here. I will say that.
But you said you sent an email.
Yes, unless it didn't. Well, I have it on here, but I didn't send it apparently.
I'm not going to make you apologize to my staff for trying to say they didn't
No,
respond. No, ma'am, I'm just going to tell you right now. Here's how I work. And my staff knows this. If somebody wants something from them and they're supposed to provide it, they provide it. If you come up in here and you tell me that my staff didn't do it, didn't order the transcript, that they didn't respond to it, you want to ruffle my feathers, you insult my staff. So
I don't.
I'll consider anything you're saying about that afterwards, just an apology to Emily.
Okay.
I'm just going to set this for, I'm just going to set it for trial. The final settlement conference is going to work. Give me a trial date on a Tuesday
I can't.
of this month.
Could we possibly set it for August?
No. Ma'am, I'm not going to delay this out. You paid no rent.
Okay, but I have a class on Tuesday.
Ma'am, we all have different things on Tuesdays. We all have different things, different times. I'm going to set it for trial. You've not paid them any rent. You're claiming that they stole your stuff. You're claiming that they didn't help you. Well, I'm going to get to the bottom of it, if that's what it is. So I'm going to set non-jury trial in this matter.
Are we
For July 23rd.
So does that mean like jury and stuff?
No, ma'am. No jury was requested. July 23rd, 2024. That will be at 9 a.m. That will be in person. Ma'am, you make sure that you have all of your witnesses, all of your evidence. We'll hear it then, and then I'll make my decision.
If you were waiting for a surprise ending, this case doesn't seem to have one. The outcome looks almost certain. For the landlord, the best result would be recovering the unpaid rent on a month-to-month basis. For the tenant, the likely scenario could include eviction along with the balance still owed. Throughout the process, she's tried to extend deadlines and delay the trial, but the facts remain the same. At this point, it feels less like a legal mystery and more like an example of how quickly disputes can escalate when agreements aren't honored. It's also a reminder for landlords to keep clear records, because accurate documentation makes cases like this move faster in court. Oh, what's your take? Do you think the tenant had a fair chance, or was the landlord simply following the process? Share your thoughts in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.